What's up, this is Overlord doing a review on my Novak Next for Mr. Fog. When I got the gun, came with this case, not licensed by Novak's. Pretty nice case, has space inside it to hold the pistol, and an extra mag or silencer. Silencer on the gun, Mad Bull, Outback silencer, doesn't come with the gun, just threw it on there because it looks cool. Gun did come with this threaded adapter for silencers. This can be removed, even though I've never removed it and I don't want to. Came with a 15-round pistol mag, nice quality, full metal, quite obviously, except for up here. No problems with feeding on it, nice strong spring. One thing you do have to be careful with these Novak mags is that the spring on this is extremely, extremely strong. So if you pull it all the way back, snap it into place to load your BBs. You can load your BBs through this little hole right here. You have to be extremely careful that when you flip it, that you don't let it fly through, because up here, the BB can actually shoot out of up here, and if you keep doing it over time, this part up here will allow BBs just to fall freely through it, and it will make your mag completely useless. So just be really careful with that. People say these guns chrono at 330 FPS. GI says they chrono at 330 FPS. I don't know what kind of gas they were using, but mine's chronoed up to 450 on the first shot on a very warm 100-degree summer day, which it is not. It's about 0 degrees out right now. So it will be difficult to shoot this thing later on for you. Standard, well, not standard. It's got the standard 1911 style beaver tail, standard 1911 style safety. It's not one of those elongated ones that I hate. It's got a skeleton style hammer. It's got modernized sights. This probably isn't a good idea. So safety is right here in case you didn't know. Alright, so when popping the gun back, it's out of ammo. It should lock into place like so. Gives you an idea to look inside the gun at the little hop-up unit, which I'll explain a couple cons about that later. So when you're loading mags, say that you run out of a mag, you're shooting the mag, blowback's working like it normally should. You run out of BBs in your mag, it pops back like that. Just pop a new mag in. Hit down on that, you don't have to re-rack it, you can just keep firing. One thing I love about these guns, they're insanely realistic. Alright, so Mr. Fog, do you want to zoom this in a little bit so I can show them a couple problems that I've had with the little hop-up thing they have in it?
Yes, I will.
Alright. Okay, this little unit in here might be hard to see. That, if you're shooting it a lot, will occasionally, when you go to fire the magazines and you get a reload, will occasionally get stuck halfway up here. I would try to pop it up, but I can't get it to pop up, and I'm not going to try to force it. That'll get stuck up here, and it'll get misaligned, meaning when you rack your gun, it'll get stuck like that, and your gun will be completely useless. The simple thing to do for that is just to put your finger in front of it and pop it back into place very gently so you don't break the air nozzle. I've had that happen to me a few times in firefights, and it's never fun, but it's easily fixable. I mean, you don't have to go buy new parts to fix it or anything like that. Let me go ahead and pop the upper receiver off the gun. I have to take the silencer off first, though, to show them the internals. Another great thing about these pistols is their extremely realistic breakdown. You pop it, there's two slots on that. One is to lock it in place, which it'll do automatically when you're shooting it. The other one, the first one, is to pop this pin out. Hear it click. Pop it out like that. Gun just comes into two parts like that. This is the lower with skeleton style hammer, grip, and then we'll take a look inside there. Metal, all metal of course, except for the grips. That's it. Everything else is metal. Upper, you got your spring, your little spring, your metal spring guide, and I don't really know what that is because I'm not too familiar with gas pistols. As you can see, your itty bitty inner barrel and your hop up unit. That's pretty much the entire gun up here. I'll just show you the logos once I get this back in place. There's these little rails on here. They match up with the little rails right there. No, not matching up for me, of course. Alright, just like that. Back like that. Get that to where that big hole is. Take your pin. Make sure you've got it the right way, of course. Good as new. Alright, it's got Novak trademarks, Novak Next. It's got the Novak case seal on it. It's got 45 ACP on top. On the other side, it's got the Novak symbol again. On this side, it's got Novak Next, Cal 45 ACP. It's got Made in Taiwan, SocomGear.com, and it's got Parkersburg, West Virginia, USA, where the actual guns are made, which is another good thing because I like my realism. I like my logos to be accurate, so there's none of that crappy Cal 6mm stuff that I can't stand. It's just me, but a couple problems with this gun. Only problems, I guess you wouldn't even say they're problems. This whole back part of the gun, the paint chips off like no tomorrow. This is my second time repainting it. This beaver tail area, this grip, and the bottom of the mag, they chip if you just grab them. So my suggestion to you is to completely painter's tape the whole gun. Go out and buy some Rust-Oleum paint, flat black paint from your nearest auto sales place. They should have it. And paint through here. I've painted it once. It's some parts that I missed are starting to chip off again, so I'm going to have to go back and paint it again. But other than that, there's no performance problems other than that one I mentioned earlier. It's a very solid gun. Doesn't misfire. Holds its gas decently well. As usual, it's quite highly dependent on weather, but I haven't had a problem with it. I can run this thing as low as 40 degrees and get probably 4 or 5 rounds off of it. And that would be a last resort, but if it is last resort, then it's what you need. So that pretty much concludes this review of it. I'll have some shooting tests on it coming up. Overlord out. Alright, 15 rounds. Novak. Doing this indoors. Kids don't do this at home. My God, this thing's powerful. As you can see, very realistic recoil as well. Alex, you want to zoom in over here? Onto the gun. And the gas is starting to run out. I'm going to put a bit more in there just so I can get the last 4 rounds off. So you can.
And I want you guys to know that we are wearing goggles. We are not stupid enough to shoot a gun without goggles because you'll get an eye out. We had a guy in an event decided to clean his goggles off, and he was shot right like a centimeter below the eye, and he got bruised up bad, and he was kicked out of the event.
Alright. I'm just going to do this again just to run out of gas so I can show them the blow part. Hell. See how I did that? Bam. Looks like there's a round left still, though. Now I'm out. If you had a second mag, you take the mag, pop it out of your vest, pop it in, pop it down. You can keep